if 9/11 happened today? Now, in case y'all don't know, new gen people, in case y'all don't know, when 9/11 is, when... Matter of fact, this the tower right here, and like, I'm gonna give you a demonstration. It... Not what, it didn't move, like... In another tower... You know what I'm saying? And one time it kind of like onto the ground next to the wash of the pyramid. I think that's where it's at. But you know, in case you don't know, that's what 9/11 is. But it's like, what would happen if 9/11 happened today? Like, not today, literally, but like 2026. You know. Let's get into it. It's gonna be that.
Whoa.
Okay. It's gonna be lit. I'm broke. I'm too broke. What a bro.
September 11th, 2001, a Tuesday morning in late summer. The sky over the northeastern United States is cloudless, visibility unlimited, the kind of day pilots call severe clear. 19 men have spent months in preparation. They've taken flight lessons in Florida and Arizona. They've studied airport layouts, memorized gate procedures, timed security rotations. They've purchased tickets on 4 separate flights departing within 40 minutes of each other from Boston, Newark, and Washington. The plan is not complicated. It relies on a single assumption that the men with the box cutters will be the most dangerous thing aboard any of those aircraft. On that morning, the assumption holds. The cockpit doors are unlocked. The hijackers know this. The passengers do not yet know.
Good question. Why is people really scared of airplanes? Like, yes, to me, it's actually fun. Like, airplane, like you literally in
happening.
the air. And no, because like you're literally in the air. Like, I have a video of myself just laughing while I'm in the airplane. Like, that's how fun like airplanes are. Like that's how fun the airplanes really are. That's how fun it is. Like, to have a little kid like in the plane, you know, kind of crazy, you know. But the first time I ever hopped in an airplane, I was kind of scared, cause like I don't know, maybe I have flashbacks, maybe like my old stuff, maybe I died in 9/11, and I have flashbacks for that stuff. But like I don't think like people was looking. I think people were looking at me real like, is this kid crazy? Like, this could be the next 9/11 happen over here. Like, is this kid crazy? I'm like, hey. But you know, like, nothing, bro. Like, it's getting to a point. Okay.
The course of the world will change before morning is over. But let's change one thing. The year is now. The attacks are being planned again. The same ideology, the same objective, the same basic operational model. 19 men, 4 aircraft, 1 morning. Everything the planners intend is structurally identical to 2001. What has changed is everything around them. And what changed is the result of spending 23 years and roughly $100 billion building a system specifically designed to stop this exact scenario from working a second time. The question's not whether the plot is real. The question is where it breaks. Because it breaks. The only uncertainty is at which layer. The morning begins before the airport. This is where it starts now. The National Counterterrorism Center operates around the clock processing...
No. I'm gonna keep it, but this would sound crazy. But I wish a disaster happened again. Like pandemic. I wish it was, you know, lockdown. You guys stay in the house. I wish it was lockdown like that. But not everybody dying. Like, yes, people die here and there, but not everybody dying, you know. And it was a while ago. Like pandemic was kind of like dang on 7 months. Like locked up in the house for 7 months. Like, also. All right.
Intelligence from 17 separate agencies. The FBI's Joint Terrorism Task Forces, which now number more than 200 across the country, run human source networks and digital surveillance programs under FISA core authorization. The NSA's communications collection capabilities flag specific keyword patterns and known contact networks. In 2001, the CIA...
This is so confusing. I'm gonna buck. This is so confusing. Like, so confusing.
CIA and FBI possessed fragments of information about the plot that were never combined. That structural failure produced the 9/11 Commission. What it produced after the commission was the Director of National Intelligence position, mandatory information sharing protocols, and a unified terrorism watch list that did not exist before 2001. Any of the 19 men whose names appear in that system do not reach the airport. No prior contact with known networks. No flagged travel history. No names in any database. The first layer does not catch them. They arrive at the airport. Terminal check-in in 2001 required a government-issued ID that was rarely scrutinized beyond a visual glance from an airline employee with no law enforcement.
But if y'all really want to think about it, right? Hear me. If y'all really want to think about it, I stayed up all night. But like, if you really want to think about that, can it just like live like like Africa? Can it just get a flight over there? And it's just like Africa, they don't have that money for real, and like since they don't have the money for real to like afford airport stuff, can't they just like live over there, like fly over there, be nice, put it in the butt, and just like walk off? You know what I'm saying? I don't think how people don't get the concept for real. I don't think people don't really get the concept sometimes. Like, just stick it with your butt and just like walk off. Africa don't have that for real. Africa does not have that. I swear. America, if you really want to think about it, who has a sensor that like is sensor something in your butt? America, I thought America has that stuff. America has that stuff. I swear, America really has that stuff.
Enforcement authority.
And my fault for like my soundbird being delayed.
Today, that interaction looks different. The TSA's secure flight program runs every passenger name against the terrorist screening database and the no-fly list before a boarding pass is issued. Not at the checkpoint, before it. The check-in agent works from a system that has already cleared or flagged the name. The no-fly list contains roughly 64,000 names. The selectee list...
Oh, so they got technology for real. So if this never had, like, they never had all this technology, 9/11 happened, like, probably, like, 25 times. I'm making the butt. 9/11, it would have been even worse every single time. I feel like.
Which triggers enhanced screening, contains an additional tens of thousands. These lists draw from watch list data continuously updated by law enforcement, intelligence agencies, and foreign partners through arrangements like the Five Eyes Intelligence Alliance. The men check in. Their names return clean. Boarding passes are issued. The first layer did not stop them.
I built this website in 5 minutes with Wix Harmony. So I came across this...
Bro, that's nigga, bro. Like you whiter than me, bro. And I'm light-skinned, bro.
Image recently and thought to myself, what if
the second did not either. They moved toward the security...
I'm light-skinned. I'm not trying to light-skinned, bro.
Checkpoint. This is where the physical architecture of the airport becomes the next barrier. In 2001, airport security was operated by private contractors hired by individual airlines. Screeners earned near minimum wage, turnover was over 100% annually, and training averaged 11 hours. The checkpoint itself used magnetometers that detected large metal objects. Box cutters, which were legal to carry, passed through without issue. That system no longer exists. The Transportation Security Administration was created in November 2001 and federalized the entire airport security workforce within a year. Every TSA officer now undergoes at minimum 160 hours of classroom and on...
Listen, right? They can't really do this either. They can't like make you do this for them. I'm sorry. But a pen, right? Can I detect a bullet in a pen? Now, if I said, yo, everybody get down, this is the next 9/11, right? Whatever y'all want to see it, all right? Wherever y'all want to see it. This is a robbery. You holding a pen. They ain't gonna really take you serious. But if you shoot somebody though, right? But you know what I'm saying? Y'all get the concept. You shoot 2 people. Drive around with the plane, whipping that hoe, you know what I'm saying? I do the same thing too, just whipping the hoe, just whipping the hoe. You know what I'm saying? But, just whipping the hoe. And this crash into another building, horrible, terrible. The fact that you got all that balls to, like, sacrifice your life. You got hella balls. Like, the fact is, the dude probably, like, the dude that, like, set all this plan to do that, they gotta have a whole lot of money. And the fact is, for you to not even have that money, like, you just died. Man, you can't even have the money no more. Or just for your family? Okay. They pour it for a reason. They pour it for a reason, bro.
The job training. The checkpoint uses advanced imaging technology, millimeter wave scanners that produce a generic body outline and flag anomalies regardless of material composition.
I did not see this in the airport in my life, okay? Never seen this in the airport in my life, okay? But I feel like, what if I like put it like, what if I like got surgery and just put an armor machine on my cheek right here? Just put an armor machine on my cheek and just like put that thing out with the gun and like, you know what I'm saying? Like, could it like make you remove it or not?
Ceramic blades, non-metallic weapons, liquid explosives. The scanner sees density and shape, not metal alone. Assume the scanner operator has a medical emergency. Assume the checkpoint is short-staffed. Assume for some reason the imaging unit is down for calibration and a magnetometer is substituted. The men pass through. Their carry-on bags move through the X-ray system. Modern airport X-ray units are dual-energy systems that distinguish organic from inorganic.
I like being in airports. Like, if I had money, bro, I would actually like be there for the airports. I like just sitting around in the airport. I don't know why. I just like sitting in the airport. I just like sitting over there, just like on my phone, just doing stuff like this. Like, just gives me aura. Like, just give me aura. Just give me aura. I don't know.
Material by measuring how differently objects absorb two separate X-ray frequencies. Explosives, for example, have a characteristic organic density signature distinct from clothing or electronics. CT-based baggage scanners, now deployed in hundreds of airports under the TSA's ongoing modernization program, produce full three-dimensional cross-sections of every bag at every angle. The system flags anomalies automatically and sends them to a human operator for review. Bags pass through. The men are now airside. They board the aircraft. This is where the world of 2001 and the world of today diverge most sharply. The first and most significant structural change after 9/11 was not a scanner or a database, it was a door. Reinforced cockpit doors capable of withstanding small arms fire and grenade blast became mandatory on all commercial aircraft operating in the United States airspace by April 2003. The door weighs significantly more than its predecessor. It locks from the inside using a deadbolt controlled by the flight crew. It cannot be opened from the cabin under any circumstance while the crew has activated the lock. In 2001, a determined hijacker with a box cutter could walk into the cockpit within 60 seconds of breaching the first class curtain. Today, that door does not open. The hijackers move through the cabin, they threaten passengers, they move toward the cockpit, the door does not open. The flight crew has already activated the emergency.
That's crazy. Like, they're smart. They're really smart. Because, like, the fact is, it's smart for them. But don't I feel uncomfortable? You in the plane and you just sleeping? Like, there could be a random old dude just going at you like, oh. Whoa. But, you know, like,
protocol. The crew has reached the transponder. In 2001, the hijackers on all 4 flights disabled the aircraft transponders shortly after taking control. When it goes dark, the aircraft disappears from secondary radar. In 2001, this was not an immediate alarm. Controllers assumed radio failure. Today, a transponder going dark on a domestic flight triggers an immediate response protocol coordinated between the FAA and NORAD. The North American Aerospace Defense Command, which on the morning of September 11th had 4 fighters on alert along the entire eastern seaboard, now
I make every guy I know take this trauma type test. My brother took it last week.
Maintains a significantly expanded quick reaction alert posture. 14 alert sites across the continental United States.
That's crazy. Like, imagine like 10 of those pulling up to your house. That gotta be the president, bro. Like, pulling up to your house, bro. That's scary, bro. You know, like the one that spin the block on Iran. I think Iran. You know the ones right there? That's scary. Like, those ones actually look scary, bro. That's coming for you, bro. That's scary. Like, on some, looks like a spider, bro. Like, a spider just pulling up on you, bro. It's scary.
kept armed fighter aircraft on strip alert, fueled and ready to launch within minutes of an order. The moment the transponder goes dark and radio contact fails simultaneously, the FAA notifies the NORAD Battle Management Center at Peterson Space Force Base in Colorado. The call takes under 2 minutes. The scramble order follows immediately. F-16s from the nearest alert site are airborne before the aircraft have traveled another 50 miles. In 2001, the fighters that launched on the morning of the attacks were sent in the wrong direction because of communication failures and confusion about which aircraft were high.
Dumbass little nigga. Imagine being dumb like that. Could never be me, bro. So, like, that's why they should be like hiring me for. Like, I'm driving the plane. I'm like, little backflip, little sideways flip. You know what I'm saying? Little backflip, like little backflip. Y'all with me too, like little backflip. Got a little back, little turnaround. Like I could really do that for real. And like, I felt if I really want me to go for real, I could just go. Like, you know, just go, and like, just go for real. You feel what I'm saying? Like, just go. Like, just go. Like, I'm like driving. Like, yeah, I feel the air, right? Y'all just feel the air. See, y'all feel the air. Like. See, yeah, I understand it, bro.
Hijacked. The 9/11 Commission documented every one of those breakdowns in detail. The response architecture was rebuilt around the specific failure points the Commission identified. Direct communication channels now connect FAA facilities to NORAD in real time. The alert fighters know the target aircraft's last known position, heading, speed, and altitude from primary radar return alone. They do not need the transponder. They already are.
You know what's crazy? All this, my leg. All this happened is because a light bulb and an LED was created. That's why we have all this technology. If the light bulb was never created, there wouldn't be no Aiden for real, okay? Okay, I'm just gonna be honest. Gonna be honest, Jack. There will never be me, okay? There's no light bulb. The fact is, a light bulb really did it for real, okay? A light bulb really did this. Just remember that, bro.
Climbing. The aircraft is still in the air. Inside the cabin, something's different from 2001. On the morning of September 11th, the passengers on the first 3 aircraft did not know what was happening. They followed the historical script for a hijacking, which said to stay calm, comply, and the situation would resolve on the ground. The passengers on Flight 93, the 4th aircraft, learned through cell phone calls what had already happened in New York. They knew the planes were being used as missiles. They voted, they acted. The cockpit was not reached in time, but the intended target was never struck. That information is now part of public consciousness in a way it was not at 9:03 on a September morning in 2001. Any passenger on any
I didn't
aircraft
even remember that time. Like, did y'all just see the plane just fly in the air?
Hijacking is in progress.
No, shut up. Did y'all just look at the plane and well, it's 9:30. It's 9:30. Well, good job, guys. We did it all. Chop chop. You did good today. And leave, did y'all really just did that for real? How did I really, the time schedule, that I knew that I was oh yeah, that's 9:30. Yeah, that's 9:30. I should be, really paying attention to the plane, going over here instead of over here. You know what I'm saying? Get the concept.
Will not sit and wait. They know. The fighter aircraft reach visual range. The crew aboard the military aircraft is operating under rules of engagement that did not exist in codified form on September 11, 2001. The Secretary of Defense now holds authority to order a shoot-down of a commercial aircraft that has been confirmed as a hijacked weapon. The authority was contested on the morning of the attacks, with Vice President Cheney issuing an order that had no clear chain of authorization and that the fighters never received in time. That legal and procedural ambiguity has been resolved. The authorization chain, the communication protocol, and the criteria for employment of force are documented and trained. The fighters have the aircraft in sight. They have attempted to make radio contact. They have rocked their wings in the universal military signal. Nothing changes aboard the target aircraft. The Air Marshals. On September 11, 2001, the Federal Air Marshal Service had 33 agents covering the entire national airspace. Funding had been cut repeatedly through the 1990s. The program was a bureaucratic afterthought. Within weeks of the attacks, Congress authorized a massive expansion. The current Federal Air Marshal Service deploys thousands of agents on domestic and international routes. Marshals sit in civilian clothing on randomly assigned flights, armed with specialized fragile ammunition designed to incapacitate without penetrating the aircraft's hull. On a domestic flight carrying any of the...
Okay, hold on. I just want to make sure I understand this. You go to the website, and then you're entered to win one of these 3 cars for free.
Correct.
Who approved this campaign? You can win a Lamborghini, souped-up trucks, or 100,000...
The 19 men.
Like, good question. Like, is anybody allowed to carry like a bullet in their pocket? Like, imagine this is the bullet. I just have a battery out of nowhere. Pull out a little random. Okay, whatever. Imagine this, right? This is a bullet. Are y'all allowed to like have the bullets like? Did like you had like the little bullet in your pocket? They're just like, oh snap, he got gun, he got a bullet. We need to shoot him. Pow 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 pow. Or, sir, give it to me now, like a little teacher. Like, give it to me now. Give it to me now. Give it to me. Give it to me. Give it to me. Give it to me. Okay, thank you. Like, do y'all really get gunned down like on some GTA stuff? Like, you want to, like, you kind of like bump into a cop, you get shot, you know? Is it really like that for real or not? My back itches.
The probability that at least one federal air marshal is aboard is not certain, but it is not negligible either. If one is aboard this aircraft, the scenario ends here. The plot continues. The passengers act. In the forward cabin, a group of passengers has collectively identified what's happening. Several have attempted to call family members. One has a satellite-capable phone. The information spreading through the rear of the aircraft is the same information that reached the passengers of Flight 93. The decision process is faster than it was in 2001, because the cultural memory is universal now. Every American adult who boards a commercial aircraft knows what the passengers of Flight 93 did and why. The men at the front of the cabin have weapons, but they're outnumbered 100 to 1, and the cockpit door is still...
AK-47, Glock 11s, Glock 9s. Cocks 9s. I just said Cocks 9s. But anyway, like, I feel like if I was in 9/11, bro, I would have done some smart stuff. I would have done some really smart stuff, you know? Awesome IQ.
Lock. The fighters are in position. They've received updated authorization. The aircraft is tracked on primary radar, its altitude and speed consistent with an aircraft no longer under normal pilot control. The intercept crew has completed every required step in the protocol. A weapons-free authorization is transmitted from the Battle Management Center. The crew acknowledges. At this point, the scenario constructed here, the one in which every single layer of security from intelligence collection through passenger intervention has failed simultaneously, is reaching its terminus. Every system that was rebuilt after September 11th was rebuilt because of a specific documented failure. The cockpit door exists because cockpits were accessible. The air marshal expansion exists because coverage was near zero. The NORAD posture exists because 4 fighters were inadequate. The secure flight program exists because passenger names were never checked against intelligence databases. The reinforced transponder protocols exist because...
Shut the fuck up. So you're saying, alright, I would just like allow to like, oh, you paid, ding, you can go. Oh, you can pay. Oh, you should pay. You're like, oh, you have to pay. Ding, ding. Go. I just shut the phone. Oh. Pay. Ding, ding. Go. See, that's what exactly was or not?
Going dark triggered no immediate alarm. Each of those changes addresses one failure point. The scenario described here requires all of them to fail on the same morning simultaneously across multiple flights. The redundancy is not an accident. It's the architectural lesson of 19 men and a clear September sky. Any single layer catching any single operative on any single flight breaks the chain. The reinforced door alone breaks the chain. The air marshal alone breaks the chain. The fighter intercept alone breaks the chain. The plot requires a perfect sequence of independent failures, each one compounding the last, before a second aircraft becomes a weapon. In 2001, that sequence existed because none of the barriers existed. The system assumed hijackers wanted to land. The new system assumes they do not. The aircraft does not reach its target. Whether the cockpit door holds, whether a passenger subdues the lead hijacker in the aisle, whether the fighters reach weapons release parameters first, the outcome...
They had weapons? Oh, snap. Crazy.
in any realistic modern scenario diverges sharply from 2001 before the aircraft crosses the coastline. The 19 Men of 2001 succeeded because they exploited a system built around a threat model that had already expired. The system that had replaced it was built around them specifically, modeled on their exact methods, their exact tools, their exact timeline.
Alright,
it was
y'all.
built on the assumption that they would try.
Alright, y'all. See, if I really like this video, which I doubt y'all don't really like this video, hit that subscribe button. Even if you don't even like the video, hit the subscribe button. Peace. Peace.